numeric data type.
Okay.
Options are given like int, float, double, and boolean. But the answer is double, but we don't
Okay.
have a numeric data type double in Python.
Double is there. Double, float, integer, all are used to represent the integer type data. All three, but it is straight question like which is the non-numeric data. Boolean is a non-numeric data. Straight question. You should not get confused. Though you don't know, if you're not aware of double, at least Boolean expressions will be given for non-numeric data, like whether the conditions are satisfied in terms of true and false. It's a string.
Sir, numeric data types are int, float, and complex, sir.
Double is also there.
Okay, sir.
Double is there. Uint 8 is there. Uint 16. Uint 32. Right? There are so many different types of data types are there, which belongs to the type integer or numerical data types.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, welcome guys. Is it visible? One second. I think I've. Guys, the slides are visible. Hello.
No, sir.
Just let me know when it is visible. Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Yeah, I think there is some lag. There is some lag between the video content. Okay, so welcome to this Python program. So we are discussing on last Saturday. Lists are mutable. So basically, list is a sequence which may be of any type. So create list by enclosing the elements in square brackets. I'm just going through the slides and I'll stop where we had stopped in our previous class. List within another list, you can have multiple lists within inside the list. Lists are mutable. That means you can access each element of the list and you can change it. You can change the order of the items as well as you can try to change the elements inside the list. Okay. And the in operator in the list, I will be using this in operator in order to find out whether a particular element is present inside the list, and you'll get the Boolean values, that is true or false. If it is present, you get true. If it's absent, I mean to say if there are no such elements, you'll get false. So most common way to traverse the element of a list, use for loop. So I've defined the list here. Cheeses is equal to, I've called some names inside the list. And for cheese in cheeses, cheese and cheeses are variables. Cheese is an iterative variable which iterates, which gets new value in each iteration. Here the new value would be the elements inside the list. In each iteration, this variable will be the values inside the list or elements inside the list. So if I run this program, I would get this as a result. And how to update the elements inside a list? I can use write or update the elements inside a list. We need to know the indices. This is the function which I've written in order to update, just to multiply the elements inside the list. Okay, and yeah, I can nest many number of lists inside a list. And a list of operators, if I say A is equal to 1, 2, 3 is a list, B is equal to list 2. So C is equal to A plus B, it concatenates to list. I can use star operator to generate the same elements number of times. I'll use star. If I say list star 2 here, if list LST is a list of elements, it will be generating 2 lists of same elements. Okay. Slicing, as all of you know, you can use index values to slice. T1:3 gives you the second and third elements inside the list, whereas offset is 0 always. And list method, we have come across append and extend in our previous class. Append, it appends the element, it adds a new element to the end of a list. Append always takes individual element, correct? It always takes a single element. Whereas extend, it takes a list as an argument. Understand? It takes what? It takes a list as an argument. Here, T1 dot extend T2. T2 is a second list. T1 is my first list. You're trying to extend T1 with the list T2. And note, T2 is unmodified. Why? Because you're applying it on T1. T1 dot extend means you're going to extend T1 with T2 elements. So T2 remains unchanged. T2 is unmodified. I can use sort operation just to sort the elements inside the list as per the ascending order or alphabetical order. So if I say T dot sort false, it will be in a reverse alphabetical order, or it will be in a descending order. By default, without any input argument to this sort function, it would be an ascending or alphabetical order. Or you can say T dot sort reverse. Deleting the element, pop, delete, and remove. So these are 3 different types of functions which we had come across to remove the elements or to remove the value inside the list. And we had come across different functions like length, max, min, sum, and we have written the program without using list and functions. I have written this program to calculate the sum and average. Okay, I have not used append also here. Guys, understand, this is a simple program to compute an average without list and functions. There is no list, there is no function. So you are going to prompt user to enter a number, and if user says done, this loop, considering the user given an input, it will break, and whenever user gives an input, it will be converted to a float type here, and that float is added to a total value, right? This value is getting added at every iteration, and you are going to increase the count with respect to count equals to count plus 1, just in order to make sure how many integers or how many elements been given. Okay, and when user say break, see here, you can see the number of iteration. The first iteration I have given 234, second 214, 23, and so on. Then I say done. Once you say done, this entire while loop will collapse. By the time this total will be having some value and count will be having some value, and average is equal to total by count, and print that average, you'll get a average of the given values or given elements. Here I will use list and function now. I have declared a list here. Num list is equal to list of. This is a function. You can also declare a list. Num list is equal to a void, a square bracket without any elements. Okay, an empty square brackets. So that is also that is how you can also define the another way of creating an empty list. And while true, this is always true. And this is the condition where the true function will break. If input equal to done, I've written the same program. And here, these two are same, value is equal to float of input, but numList dot append, every time numList is what? An empty list. Dot append means what? It will take the input argument as a single value, which will be appended to the empty list. In first iteration, it is first element. In the second iteration, it is second element will be appended. Third element will be appended, and so on. So what is there in numList? In numList, you have total elements. It is a list. So I have considered sum of numList, which gives you the sum of that list, and length gives you the number of elements. I will take an average here. I have taken dot append as a function, sum as a function, length as a function, and numList as a list. So with list and function, this is how you calculate what? This is how we calculate the average. Yeah, next. This is our today's topic. We will be discussing about list and strings. Have you done this list and strings, guys? Hello? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Have you completed list and strings? No.
List is completed, sir.
Okay, so today we are going to see list and strings. Okay, how about my classwork Jupyter notebook is visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. In today's class, we are going to study about list and strings and couple of other issues related to list. So what is the string? String is a sequence of characters. And what is a list? List is a sequence of values. So I could say string S is equal to, say for example, S is equal to, if I use span is a string, and T is equal to list of S. So I can convert this string into a sequence of elements or sequence of characters. Now I say print T or simply say T. You'll get what? What is the solution? What do you get? You'll get a list of characters which is present inside this as a string. So now a string is a sequence of characters and a list is a sequence of values. But a list of characters is because list is the name of a built-in function. List here I am using it as a built-in function. I can use that list built-in function to generate the string, the characters of a string. You can use list in order to convert a string to characters, correct? But what happens if I say S is equal to, okay, if I say S is equal to some group of words, and if I use T is equal to list of S, just let us see all the characters including space has been created as a simply converts
Sir, your voice is breaking.
string into list. Can you see what I'm typing?
We can see, sir, but
It
your voice
converts.
is breaking.
Yeah, here I think due to the cloudy weather, there are some problem in internet. Okay, fine. How about now? Is it still breaking?
No, sir, now it's fine.
Okay, fine. So if I use this list operation, it simply converts a string into list of characters. Characters includes space if it is a sentence, correct? And what if I want to generate, if I have this kind of string, okay, if I have this kind of string which has got words inside a string, which is a sentence, but I want individual words as a list of words, individual words as an elements of the list. Instead of list, I'll be using split. Instead of saying split of s, I would say s dot split. Understand? I would say s dot split. I will use the dot notation here. S dot split. Okay, t. Now you could see I've generated split gives list of words from the string. Correct? Split gives the list of words from the string. Now I can also see print t of 2. What is there? Print. What is the answer for this? Can anybody say what is the answer for this print t of 2? Hello? What is the answer if I say split t of 2? Guys, I'm audible?
So the
Okay. Okay, yeah. It is the character the, right? So now I can also use this split. So you might be little confused, sir. What is the input argument here? It is void. So this, if it is, there is no input argument, it will consider space. See here, space as a split option. But if I have some string like this, s is equal to spam, okay. If I have some character like this, if I want to split with some specific name or with specific delimiter. See, now I take this string with respect to this hyphen. Wherever the hyphen is coming, so I will consider it as a second element or the next element which I need to split. So I'll use the same function, but what is the delimiter here? The delimiter is hyphen. Now I say print t, and you could see I will generate the set of elements or the list of elements wherever I see this delimiter, and I will call this as an individual element. So I use delimiters, and delimiter is an optional argument for a split operation that specifies which character or which particular string I have to use as a word boundaries, as a word splitting. Here I have used hyphen as a delimiter. Okay. So I can define this as a delimiter outside, and I can call this input argument as a variable limitr. It's one and the same. Okay. So hyphen is my boundary which declares the elements or which declares the words which need to be splitted. Similarly, I can join Hello guys, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
The different element inside the list. But you have to invoke it to on the delimiter. You need to do, you have to invoke it on the delimiter and pass the list as parameter. Be careful. You have to invoke to the delimiter. You have to define the delimiter first. Delimiter is space. If I give delimiter as something like this, so these elements will be joined, but with hyphen. With hyphen, okay? You could see here print t. No, it should be what? It should be, just allow it. Okay, now can you see this answer? Guys, I am audible now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So there was a small